The Ailments of the Heart, Chapter 28 of Al-Fusul al-Ilmiya wal-Usul al-Hikamiyah, Categories of Knowledge and Principles of Wisdom by Imam al Haddad, a 17th century saint and jurist from Hadramaut, Yemen. The Ailments of the Heart. The ailments of the heart are, in many ways and from many different points of view, more harmful, dangerous, repugnant, and hideous than those of the body. Most harmful and dangerous is the fact that the ailments of the heart affect a man's religion. It is his capital investment for happiness in this world and the next, and that they damage his hereafter, which is the life of permanence and eternity, whereas the bodily illness harms a man's worldly life, which is ephemeral and quick to end, and harms his body, which is a target for affliction and rapid destruction. Furthermore, physical illness may be of great benefit to one's religion and to one's future life, for Allah has made great rewards and numerous immediate and delayed benefits as a consequence of illness, as is evident from many Quranic verses and hadith. The ailments of the heart cannot be perceived by the senses and yields no painful physical symptom. They are thus hidden and difficult to recognize and study. People have come to pay little heed to them. No longer do they seek treatment and cure them. Imam al-Ghazali said that such people are like a man who has no mirror, but who is disfigured by leprosy, and who, when informed about his affliction by another person, will probably not believe him. Furthermore, the heedless perceive as remote the torments and punishment in the hereafter awaiting those whose hearts are diseased. They may even have doubts about their very existence. May Allah protect us. Or they may deceive themselves with false hopes and illusions about Allah, promising themselves that they will be forgiven and saved without having to work for this, and thus arouse in themselves the expectation that they will end up safe and secure. Because of these and similar attitudes, the ailments of the heart remain veiled even though they are overpowering. The heedless make light of them, and people no longer look for remedies, to the extent that some may be well aware of one or more diseases in their hearts, yet remain unperturbed. By contrast, when they feel or are informed of a disease in their bodies, they grow more concerned, aggrieved, and keen to have it treated, and go to the very limits of their resources to do so. The reason behind this is, as we have just said, diseases of the heart cannot be observed by the senses. They yield no physical pain, and the punishment they entail are not in evidence here and now, since they mainly occur only after death in the afterlife. The heedless thinks of death as remote and regard what follows it is as even more distant. Were they only to employ their intelligence and seek certitude, they would know that, as the Prophet, may Allah's blessing and peace be on him, said, death is the nearest of things. It is the nearest of hidden things which lie in wait. Death is the nearest of hidden things which lie in wait. And as the Prophet, may Allah's blessing and peace be upon him, also said, the garden is nearer to each of you than the strings of your sandals, and hell is likewise. The ailments of the heart are many. One of the most dangerous and harmful is to harbor doubts about religion. May Allah protect us. One of it includes weakness of faith in Allah, the Messenger, and the hereafter. And another is compromising one's obedience to Allah to please people, arrogance towards Allah's creatures, greed, avarice, envy, and rancor. deceiving other Muslims, loving the world, and being preoccupied with it, harboring wrong hopes and forgetting death, thus being heedless of the afterlife and neglecting to work for it, and the others among the sickness of the heart and its related ills. It is incumbent upon any man of intelligence who is zealous for his religion and for his safety in the hereafter to be eager to learn the elements hidden in his heart, to strive to identify them, to treat them before death suddenly overtakes him, and he returns to his Lord to meet him with an unsound heart, lest he be one of the losers and perish along with all those who will perish. The heart's ailment are identified and inferred it by recognizing the outward signs and characters which indicate their existence. These are numerous, and the most evident are laziness with respect to act of obedience, sluggishness in good deeds, greed for the world's pleasure and passions, and eagerness for worldly prosperity, yearning to continue to abide in the world for a long time, and other similar attributes of the heedless and of those who turn away from Allah the Exalted. When one detects the signs of the heart sickness, one must strive to treat and cure it. The shortest and most effective way is to search for a learned person who is a gnostic, that is an arif, and a learned teacher, an alim, one of the peoples of hearts and secrets. If he fails to find one, let him take counsel from a virtuous brother. If he fails to find such a brother, as is generally the case in these days when few people help each other in truth and virtue, then he must resort to the books of the leading authorities in such matters, where the diseases and their remedies are described. The most comprehensive and useful of these books is Revival of the Sciences of Religion, the Ihya Ulumuddin, especially the volume on Mortal Vices. Books are not, however, a substitute for a Gnostic teacher or a virtuous brother. They should be a last resort for those unable to find either. May Allah, the Exalted, help the seeker according to his determination, sincerity, and aspiration. And glory belong to him who is the trustee, the helper. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim.